Go, you're live. Bitch, you're live. All right. Hello, guys. How are you? Welcome in. Thanks for joining. And those of you watching in the replay, I really appreciate that. I really do. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. Um, yeah, so the guy is coming to spray and paint my cabinets downstairs, but I said, "Oh, you know what? I'll do all the prep." I know. I do it every time because he's like, "Well, if you do all the prep, then it'll only cost you XYZ." And I was like, "Oh, shit, what a bargain." Girl, let me tell you what I've done. The boxes themselves, so we took off all the doors to the cabinets. I don't have a big kitchen, so it's not a whole lot. But I mean, one is too much. But all the boxes, the trim that's left, I deglazed, deglossed. And the backs of them too, right? So like what you see is just wood and stuff. Deglazed, debossed, did all that. Let that, stuff dry. Wiped it all down. Came back. Sanded. Sanded everything. Sanded all the boxes down so far. Okay. Yes. Reorganize cabinets because now I can see in my cabinets because the door's on and I'm like, oh shit. Let's get this cleaned up. So did that. Then after I deglazed, sanded, then you have to vacuum all the sanding stuff off. Wipe down and sand and vacuum it off, okay? With a shop vac and a brush. Oh, then you got to go in with denatured alcohol, which really cuts the gloss and takes all that finish off so that it will hold primer, then paint. Otherwise, guess what would happen? And some of you may have encountered this. You paint and all that shit, and guess what? It just peels off. So now I'm in the process of doing the actual doors and drawers. Girl, it's no joke. Yeah, I'm halfway through the doors and drawers, but I still have some I have to flip over today. So like I did all of the boxes, the frames and everything, the boxes and everything that's left standing in the kitchen on Sunday. And then like I calculated in my head, I'm like that kind of person who has to like have a plan and keep a plan, right? So I thought yesterday, which was Monday, I was like, okay, I'll do 4 or 5 doors and whatever today. That way I'll do 4 or 5 on Tuesday, 4 to 5 on Wednesday, and then what's left, the drawers and a couple of the littler ones on Thursday. He'll come on Friday. Boom. I'm sure, Uncle. We're done. Yeah. So he's hanging them all back and painting and doing all that. And he said it would take him Friday and Saturday. So yeah. I get it. I get it. You look so good. Are you still in your diet? Yes, I'm not. Hey, welcome in, Nita. I am still on shots and I want to be for life because I don't think I can maintain. I went off of them for like, what is it, 3 weeks thinking I was going to have surgery. What didn't? And brother, I gained about anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds in that little length of time. So I know the shots, they help. They do it for me. Hey, Kaylee, how are you? Brian, oh my gosh, Nita, hey, everybody. Yes, the thumbnail is correct. Although, you guys that are my age, we're of a certain age where a lot of us did get taken from school from our own parents or in a custody battle and shit like that. That wasn't even what happened to me. My dad went crazy, like certifiably crazy in the 70s. And yeah, he did take me and did not tell anyone where we were going. His wife, my mother at the time, my grandmother, his mom, nobody. Nobody. Yeah. Hey, DeForte, welcome in. Oh my God, how are you guys doing? So yeah, it's not like that's not a surprise. Like that happens even to this day. It happens in bitter custody battles, right? It's not like Oh, one-off thing. Like it's a thing. Like people, yeah, you hear of it quite a bit. So, but it was a crazy, crazy time to be alive, girl. It was a crazy, it's a crazy story. I will. No, I wasn't kidding at all. I think I've alluded to it. I may have told a little portion of the story before in an old live back when first started YouTubing and stuff. So yeah, hey Jen, welcome in. No, I wasn't kidding at all. It's a real thing. Like I do clickbait you guys a lot to get you in, and then it'll be a portion of the truth, but this is the whole the whole enchilada. Like it happened 100%. No, it's fine. I mean it's been so many years ago that like yeah, I have there's other shit that happened to me that's way worse than that if you can imagine. Like, but we all have stories, right? Everybody find me a person that says they had the Brady Bunch life. Mm-mm. There, it's not out there. It doesn't exist. All of us have trials, tribulations, and things. And some of y'all's things are way worse. Like it's not a competition, but like I get it. I know that somebody will watch this video and go, "Shit, I wish that's all that." You know what I mean? And I get that. I 100% get that. So yes, we all have, yeah, had something go on that just wasn't quite right. And I was telling my daughter about it last night. She's like, "You're really going to tell it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to tell it. All the good, bad, and the ugly. Most of it's ugly." And she was like, "Wow, mom, what the actual, like, yeah." I was like, "Yeah." She couldn't believe it. She's just like, "You're going to tell them everything." I'm like, yeah, girl. And then I said, well, we were talking about it, and she said, "What's fucked up is that isn't even the worst thing that's happened to you in your childhood." I was like, right? Like some of it, I can't. I wouldn't ever. But our parents were the kind of folks that I'm gonna let. I'm trying to see if some more people will come in. So bear with me, guys. But our parents and my mom, especially women, our mothers, if you're in your 40s, 50s, you know this, or 60s, whatever, you know that your mom um was tight-lipped about things. And she couldn't like if we had stuff to tell, I would tell her things that happened to me what wasn't on her watch. And she would go, "Why do you don't ever tell anybody that. Like keep that a secret. Like you shouldn't tell people." And I'm like, "Mom, if you keep it in, it festers in there and you don't know shit, right? You don't really, we don't, my parents are gone now, my grandparents. So things fester in there. And think about it. Your parents and your grandparents, if you're our age, girl, there's shit that you just will never know that they didn't write down. They didn't tell another soul. Nobody knows of it, and there's some things that like you might want to know, you know what I mean? Like you probably would be surprised if you knew that about your parents or your grandparents. But now I can remember taking my grandmother to her doctor visit, and she was way up in her 80s. And they do the standard, fill out the forms, and I was filling it out for her because she could, hardly see anymore. And I said, "Okay, so you had, we were going through like, if you had this, have you had that?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, I had that back in the whatever." And I was like, "Holy shit, you did?" I didn't know that. And she goes, "Well, I don't tell you everything." And then the doctor came in and he said, "So you've had 6 pregnancies?" Now she had 5 children, my uncles and my aunt and my dad. And she went, "Yeah, 6, and there's just 5 of them." And I went, "Wait, what?" And she went, "We'll talk about it in the car." So when I got in the car, I was like, "Tell me everything." And she said between my 2 uncles, because there's 8 years, or no, 7 years, there were 7 years difference between them. And then she had like 4 stair steps. And apparently she had a miscarriage. So I did not know that. I did not know it. But yeah, there's just so many things that you just don't know. Hey, Dial Style, welcome in. Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you guys. Ah, girl, girl, girl. This shirt is so fun. If you guys can see it, it's one that I had made after a shirt that was like $300 or $400 that these kids wear. And y'all know I love hype beast things, although I'm kind of out of the age of being a hype bae. But it's got the Marlboro looking symbol, but instead of Marlboro at the bottom, it says morning sex. And the people are having sex right here. I just thought that was funny. I didn't realize the people were having sex in the shirt until after I had the image recreated on a t-shirt. And then I was like, oh, yeah. Carter was like, "Are you gonna wear that shirt out?" I was like, "Yeah, it's funny." She was funny, all right. You see what the graphic is? I was like, "Oh, okay." But I watch all these sneakerheads and stuff occasionally, and they have these really cool shirts, and I'm like, I'm not paying that for that shirt. I will have it reprinted on a sticker mule T-shirt for $20, and that will be it. So I probably made 20 t-shirts just copying oh, I had the best t-shirt made the other day. It hasn't come yet, or I would show you guys. It was the precious dog in Silence of the Lambs looking down the well because I saw one for like $30 on an Instagram. They get me with that. And so I clicked on it and then I was like, I'm gonna go find the image and I'm just gonna have it put on a shirt for $20. And so I did. I hope they don't have it copyrighted. And even if they do, it's just a still shot from the movie Silence of the Lambs, and I just thought it was such a crazy thing of like the dog Precious staring down in the well. That's all it is, just a picture of the crazy well in Silence of the Lambs, and then little cute doggy that he had, just Precious looking over. I know someone thought. I mean, it wasn't my idea. I saw it in an ad, and I just thought that was the cutest thing, or coolest thing, or bizarre cute, right? It puts the lotion on its skin. Hey Dan, how are you? Good to see you. How's Ohio? Oh, Ohio's in my story today. Part of my kidnapping went down in Ohio. Yeah, I think I've told you, Dan. I'm sure I have. Hey Jackie, what are you doing? Christiana, happy Tuesday to you, my friend. Rachel, Jen, Dawn. Not for nothing. What are you guys doing? Tracy, hiya, hiya, Jen. Lori, hello. Hey, Joel, how are ya? Okay, so when you guys are ready for the full story, I will begin telling this story. God, I changed all my cabinets around and they look so good. Okay, when I say I did, Carter did. She's little compartments and boxes and little da, 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 da. Hey Edith, how are you? Hey Jolie. Oh, Christiana, yes, yes, yes. Mm, all right. Wrote a song about it. Here it goes. I'm making brownies, not the special kind. Any kind of brownie is special. But I get where you're going with it. Ah, yes. All right. So, and if I get, because I do, when I tell this story, I get to certain parts that really make me emotional. And only because, oh, you've been here since grandma had an egg. Yeah, she did. Yeah, and no one knew it. I mean, people kept things in. My mom and my grandma and like they saw some shit, but nobody will ever know because they took it to the grave with them, right? Um, you had no special sauce to put in there. All right, so yeah, if I get emotional, it is just this when I get to the certain part of the story, for some reason it always makes me emotional because I kind of relive what I felt in that moment. And most of it's kind of a blur, like a little portion of that part of the story is a blur, but also it's very, I don't know why it triggers me so and it makes me so emotional. It's just seeing that at 9 years old. Okay. All right. So I kind of wish people would keep things private again, Jen, right? This is a crazy. I won't say it's fun because it wasn't really fun, but it's something that really happened and probably defines a lot of who I am and the way that I am. And everybody's story makes who they are. It tells the story of their life, right? And everybody has one, just like a-holes. Everybody's got one. No, you didn't. No. Oh, I thought you said, did I miss anything? No, you didn't miss any one. I gotcha. Hey, Melanoma Mom, how are you? I'm so glad you're here. Oh my God, hi. I'm late to the live stream. No, girl, you made it. You made it. We're just starting out. All right, so here's the story. Here's a story of a crazy man. So my dad um came and picked me up in the 4th grade. And the reason I know it was 4th grade because I got called to the office and we were in those little tiny extra trailer rooms outside of a school. When a school got too big or they went through renovations, they made extra rooms. In the 4th grade, there were two of them. There were two classes. They didn't have room for them in the school. So it was beside the school in these little modular trailers. And I can remember walking in the cold, kind of cold. It was December, almost Christmas. We weren't out of school yet, but it was the week that we were going to get out of school for Christmas vacation. 1977, for those of you keeping track at home. Okay. Yeah. Portables. Right. Yes. Jen, no need to explain my life is, yeah, hold my hand. Yes, girl. So, I got called to the office, yada, yada. I, was told to bring all of my stuff. I walked the slow walk up there because you always think you're in trouble, right? But it was, I was going to get early dismissal. So I knew somebody was there to pick me up. And back then, you didn't sign nothing. You just came and said, yeah, it's my kid. Come get him. You can't do that shit anymore, girl. I was 9. You was 9. Yeah, that's right. I was 9. I was in 4th grade. Christmas time. Dreaming of all that. My dad was standing there. Okay. All right. So he says, get your shit. We're going. Okay. I get in his car. We go immediately to the bank. Okay. So we get to the bank. I have to, for some reason, sign some kind of papers. My dad, fully backstory, had custody of me. He was married to my mother. They owned a couple of restaurants in town. By all whatevers, they were doing okay. You know, I thought. I later find out a bunch of things from my mom. She does let some things out about it. She did not like to talk about it. She did not like to talk about this. Nobody really did. My dad, it was a blur to him. So yeah, I didn't have any ID because I was 9. No, you can't pick your kids up. Still at work. Hey Kathy. Wah wah. Oh God, yeah. You're getting there, babe. So we go to the bank, and for some reason, I have to sign forms, and then they hand my dad money. Later, find out that somebody, I don't know if it was my dad, my mom, who had put money into an account for me. I would say it was my mom because if my dad didn't have access to it and he opened the account, common sense would tell you he could just get the money because I was a minor. What the hell did it matter? But I can remember, this is a very vivid memory for me, is that being strange. Like, I'd been to the bank with my mom and my dad, but I'd never had to do anything but stand there and be quiet, you know? And so I don't think it was terribly a lot of money, 3 or 400 dollars. It wasn't like, it was 1977. But at the same time, I do find out later that my dad had withdrawn every line of credit, every amount of money, every savings account, everything that wasn't nailed down that he could liquefy, he did. Okay. So immediately he takes me to Kingsport. Now, I don't have any extra clothes. I have on a coat because it's wintertime, but not like gloves, hat, nothing, boots, nothing. He takes us to a neighboring town. I said the name of the town, but like, yeah, it wasn't the town we live in. It was 30 minutes away. Just we call this area the Tri Cities, and it's a triangle of 3 towns. And so he took me to the other town over, and we went to the mall. Okay. and we're at the mall, and he is giving away money like it is water. Like he's just seeing people that will say thank you, shop attendants, people who are, waiting on us. He is the freaking Got Rocks, Liberace himself, or whatever, just handing out hundreds. Okay. Now I knew better than to say anything because my dad was mean as fuck. Yeah, he was bipolar and paranoid schizo. So he's handing out that money, girl, like it's just candy and just going on. And I knew better than to say anything. And, to this, well, not to this day, but when my aunt was still alive, who did end up, keeping me for a little while, um, you'll see in the story, it'll all be revealed. But she kept saying, like, why didn't you? Because I was holding a lot of the money in my little jean pockets. And he'd say, give me 100, give me a 50, give me a 20, and I would just fish out money and give it to him because my dad was mean to me. Like I was very afraid of my father. Very afraid. Most people were. He was an asshole by all accounts to us, to our family, right? To the people in our family, us kids, my mom, his mother, like that. If you met him back in the day, you would love him. All of my friends, whenever they met my dad, loved him. He was House Devil, Street Angel, okay, yes, House Devil, Street Angel. So the face that he was funny, he was life of the party. He was let's crack up and have a good old time. He was sweet and he loved women and he would fawn over you and yeah, he had 6 wives, guys. Okay, so we're at the mall. He buys me a pair of boots. Oh, I thought I was the shit in those boots. I They were gum sole, zip up the side knee boots. That was what was in. People were tucking their jeans down in their boots, and I wanted a pair of those boots. And he bought me a pair of boots, which was, probably at Penny's or Sears or whatever. And I just thought I was the shit. And then he bought me a Sean Cassidy Born Late album, and listen, I was happy. Like I've said it a million times. I can be bought. And, I knew better than to look crosswise at him, question something, say something to somebody. He wasn't acting rational, but also, I'm a kid. What am I going to, he's going to backhand me. He's going to hit me. He's going to, lambast me or jerk me up or something terrible. So I didn't say shit. I just was like, smile on my face and, yes, yes, dad, yes, yes, daddy. That's what I was. That's just who it was. But anyway, I had long church hair. Sister wife hair. I had that long, never have cut my hair down to my ass kind of hair. And he didn't want me to have that hair anymore. So he took a cassette of Linda Ronstadt. And this was whatever cassette it was. I think it was the You're No Good to Know, that one. He loved Linda Ronstadt. Loved her. And so he took me to a hair place and told the girl in the hairdressing place. Now this is all in the same day. Like I'm not right. I'm not thinking right, Susan. I'm not thinking like anything's crazy. I'm still thinking we're going home. Like I'm still thinking I'm gonna see my mom, my dog, my sister, my brother. Like it's all good. I got out of school and my dad's pampering me in his own weird way, right? But you and I just go along with what you're. Yes, you didn't question. You did not. I never. Even my mother, who wasn't abusive to me. I mean, if she said to do something, I said okay. Like we were taught. That's what we did. I never talked back, and yes, that's exactly how we were raised, Susan. We just did what we were told, and I didn't question it. And I thought, as mean as he is to me, he's not going to let nothing happen to me, not on his watch, because, my mom would kill him and my grandma and stuff. So, anyway, he takes the cassette in there and he says, I want her hair just like this, Linda Ronstadt. And it was a shag. It was a shag cut. And I loved that haircut for whatever reason. I loved it. It was very like Rod Stewart, punk rock. It feathered. I was just, oh God, who am I? I mean, it was still kind of long, but but I had had that much cut off of it. Anyway, the lady at the thing, I can remember her being like, "Are you sure you want your haircut?" And I was like, "Why are you asking me? My dad just told you I wanted my haircut. Like, let's do what he says, bitch." you know? No. Right. Yeah. And I'd get smacked. Even my mom, she didn't play with that. She wasn't mean or abusive, but she would probably pop you in the mouth or something if you said something back to her. My brother could get away with it, but me and my sister, oh hell no. Mm-mm. The wooden spoon. Oh my god. And boots, right? Susan, I thought I was just like, this is the best day ever. Look at me. I am the shit. Like, I was just, and I had a new Sean Cassidy album. Like, girl, tug the little hairs behind my ear. Oh, Tracy, the worst. My mom was never was obsessed with long hair. She likes mine short. Yeah, I mean everybody different strokes. And I did end up getting this haircut at like 12. And everybody thought I was a little boy, 11 or 12. So soon after that, I did get all my hair cut off, only because I had gone, all of this sent me on a trajectory. I had to go live with my grandmother. She wasn't very versed in, fixing my hair. And so, in order to be done with that, she just get all your hair cut off. Okay. So, anyway, I had a little Dorothy Hamill cut. So I loved it. I loved it. And I have always loved it because I'm still doing it. There have been times when I've had long hair. I grew it out like, in my teens, my 20s. When I met Bill, I had hair. Shortly after, I just was like, I love a pixie. I just look good with a pixie. I like it. I always felt like I looked better with pixie. Anyway, so Tracy said it never escalated to my dad because she only had to say, "Do you want me to?" Oh, it went next level. I have it too, Kathy, but I don't have the one that I got that night. You'll figure out why. Okay, so instead of taking me home after we went to eat. He's handing money out. He's just wheeling and dealing and doing all kinds of shit. We're driving around to see people. It was crazy. It was for me in my head. I'm thinking it's crazy because I want to go home. Like, I've had all day at school. I've run around. I got new things. I just want to go listen to my album. Like, hell yeah. Like, let's get home. We did not go home, girl. We did not go home. Mind you, the day before was a normal fucking day. My dad didn't fight. He didn't, want to leave. He didn't walk out of the house. It was everybody got up that morning, got ready for school. We got on the bus. My mom and dad were getting ready for a normal day at restaurant work. Like, they were doing the damn thing. It was a nothing burger day. Nothing led up to this. Okay. No indication to me. Everything was the same. He was still the same asshole, but just had more money in his pocket. And I'm getting stuff, so free stuff. So I'm like, well, hell yeah, it ain't even Christmas or birthday. I'm getting things over here that I ain't never got. We go to a hotel, a random seedy, like not even a hotel, like a motel, girl. And it was just, two beds, a bathroom. That's it. And a telephone between the bed and a Bible, right? Not a gross place, not a roach motel, but not a nice place. We go there and I'm like, is happening. We're not that far away from our home. We can get home, but we don't go home. Not heard of my mom. My parents did a lot of socializing. Yeah, and mine did too. We had fondue nights. They went to parties. They took us along. They went to different people's. Like, it was a thing. Like, yeah. Days when my mom had a drink ready for him when he got. Oh wow, just like Bewitched. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Megan. Oh my God, I hope you had a great trip. I cannot wait for Sunday. You're gonna be on that handbag hideaway, and that's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to see you, girl. But anyway, we don't go home. We stay in this motel, and I don't have a change of clothes or anything. Like, I don't have any clothes. So I'm thinking full well, like, I don't know what's going on. He didn't call my mom. He didn't call nobody. It was just MIA. And my mom said frantic. They were like, where the are you? Winnie, I always thought this happened when you lived with your grandmother. It was the catalyst to me living with my grandmother. No, I still lived with my both my parents in a nice, you know, very nice home, and they had restaurants, and we had a great what I could see was a great life. I didn't think it, middle class, whatever. We weren't rich or nothing, but it wasn't like living roughing it with my grandma. But no, this was the catalyst which led up to me living with my grandmother. Yeah, but watching while you cook dinner. Okay, girl. Yes. So anyway, we stayed the night in the motel. We get up the next morning. I believe I get up and my dad's not really there. Could I have used the phone? Probably. I knew how to call. But do you remember that thing of long distance? Even in another town over, I couldn't have I would have had to call somebody collect, which I should have, but I didn't. I could call the police, but I'm with my father. Like he has custody of me even. Like like that was a thing. So like I belonged to him. I was his kid. So I still thought like everything's fine, but I think he was out getting coffee. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he came back, and I think we had a deli sandwich, or I don't remember. We had something to eat, and then we went to the airport. We went promptly to the damn airport, girl. I was like, okay, this is new. I had never been on a plane at that time. I had never flown anywhere. I don't guess. Maybe when I was a little bitty kid, but I don't remember it, right? But you're with your dad, right? Well, I think none of this, like all the things that you think of later and that people tell you you should have, could have, would have done, that didn't enter my mind. I'm just like, hey, Marsha, hey, girl. I'm just like thinking, like, well, shit. Hey, AB, Carol, Miss Kathy. So I'm just thinking, like, I got a new album. I can't wait to go listen to this. I have new boots. I can't wait for all my friends to see my haircut and my boots. Like, I'm like, hell yes, life is great. Like, I'm just thinking it's all good. I have to be, quiet and good, which is so crazy for me because, I'm with my dad, but I don't want to get backhanded. So I'm like, cool, cool, cool. We go to the airport. We board a freaking plane, girl. Yeah. We board a plane, and I don't get to sit with my father because at that time in the 70s, there were smoking sections on the plane, and my dad, which was so bizarre because anywhere on a tin can you're going to get the smoke, but the back half of the plane was smoking, and he was a very heavy smoker. So he didn't want to spend 1 minute not smoking. So of course, I was a few rows up in the not smoking section. I was on an aisle seat. I really wanted to be in a window. And I could look back, and he was on an aisle seat too. And he yeah, every few minutes he'd go, how we doing? Which was bizarre, but also didn't think anything about it. I just remember I can think of that, like, in my mind was like, where are my clothes? I don't, everybody has suitcases and carry-ons, and we don't have nothing. I'm this jacket on. That's it. We fly to freaking Chicago. Why? I don't know why. But that was my dad's MO. Come to find out, this was the first time he had gone um, really manic and off, right? So this was the first time he was having a psychotic break. He was having a what do they call that? Mental breakdown, but also nervous breakdown, I guess, is what they categorized it, later on. Hey, Morella. Hey, welcome in. Yes, when they were smoking a lot, like separate the. Anyway, so we fly to Chicago. My dad has always been like a very flashy. He didn't like filth. He didn't, his person, he wanted himself to always look good, pressed his pants, his collars. He, had shoes shined and spiffed up. His hair was always coiffed, and he was a good looking guy. He was a very handsome guy. Let me plug in my iPad, and maybe by the end of this, I can get it charged up enough. And there might be a picture I can show you because you guys might want a frame of reference. And you guys will all say, "Oh my God, you look exact." I know, girl. Oh no, this one won't work. I forget. This is the old timey. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I got you all jazzed up. Next week, I'll show some pictures. I didn't think about that this week. Okay, so anyway, yeah, he just he just picked up and left, and took me with him. Why didn't he leave me at home? Like I was fine. So we get to Chicago, and the first thing when we get out of the airport, we get into a cab, and I can remember thinking, like, this is a kind of cold that I have never experienced. Like, what? Freezing off that lake and that freaking air whipped through you. And I remind you, I didn't have on gloves. I had the clothes I was wearing from school the day before. Now, I'm sure that he did because I was gone. We were missing for 3 days, 3 to 4 days. I'm going to say 4 days probably. But we went to this really swanky hotel, and I couldn't tell you. Yes, Chicago ice. I couldn't tell you. I know everyone wants to see my dad. Maybe I'll go. Let me get the other charger. This will. I'll have to show you guys because you guys won't get a frame of reference until you see them. Okay. And I didn't put my earbuds in tonight because I noticed there's a delay. My daughter said you probably shouldn't wear your earbuds because there is a really bad delay, Mom. So, yeah, that's the reason. I forget I don't have the right chargers anymore. Okay, let's see if this works. I had to go get bills. Well, shit. So much for preparedness. Well, I don't even know if this is going to work, guys. Shit, I should have been prepared. Okay, maybe that'll charge. I don't know. All right, so sorry, so sorry. I was really good. Okay, so we get to Chicago. Chicago is the Windy City for a reason. I'm frozen. I am so frozen. And we get into a cab. We go to a hotel that is humongous, like a skyscraper. Okay. I don't remember the name of the hotel, unfortunately. But, you know, my dad's first class at this point because he's got, I don't know how much he's got. He's got my mom's credit cards. He's got money in his pocket. Like, he could probably talk his way out of a bill anyway. But this is where it gets bizarre. It starts getting really, really bizarre. Yeah, it is. It's delayed on the TV. Yeah, sorry. But no pressure. Megan's like, we can have something to look forward to. I know. I hope it works, but I didn't hear it ding. So, okay. So anyway, we go up to the penthouse, literally the top floor and the nicest. Like this room is bigger than our whole damn house. It is swanky as shit. Like it's nice. I could not do room service though. He said that, and I could not get anything out of the little fridges and stuff. Like he wouldn't allow that. He would not allow that. But he did feed me. I mean, somewhat. I mean, there were times where he was just gone. And it was like a gilded cage. It was like I was locked into this gilded cage. Yeah, for real. For the time that we were there, the 2 or 3 days that we spent there. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know where he would go. He would get up in the morning, get me some breakfast some way, or take me down and, feed me. And then we'd go promptly back up to the room, and that is where I stayed. I did not use the phone. I was forbidden to. This time he really did say, like, you're not to call anybody. Like, don't even think about picking up that phone. You're not getting room service. Whatever you need, I'll get before or when I come back. He's like, I'm not going to leave you here. You're fine. I mean, look at this beautiful room. So I had pay-per-view. I had not pay-per-view, but at that time Cinemax and HBO. And remember that was when Cinemax and HBO would basically show a new movie, then they would show another movie and then go back. So it was two movies back and forth, back and forth. And the one movie that played over and over again, A Star is Born with Barbara Streisand. I still love that movie to this day. Hey Jenny, how are you? How are you, doll? Oh my God. Thank you for tuning in. Jenny is my girl. She is my girl. Um, Tracy's like, sorry, I went to grab a coffee. I need it for this. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of crazy. So I'm basically locked into this room. I mean, I can walk out the door. Where am I going to go at 9? Who am I going to, like, I don't know anybody in Chicago. But I mean, I know it scared me, but I also knew that it was going to be okay because if I stayed there too long, I mean, in my head, I always had an escape plan. So I knew that, like, if I stayed there too long, like, I could get on the elevator by myself, go down to the front desk, get some help. I mean, it's that thing. Like I knew I wasn't going to be, and I knew my phone number and, everything. I'm 9. I know how to call my house and all that stuff if I really got into a pickle. I mean, yeah, where am I going to go? I don't know anybody in Chicago. We don't have relatives or family or nothing in Chicago. Like I didn't know anybody, nothing. Not a soul. So I just basically stayed in that freaking hotel room. I mean, it's a beautiful room. Um, I can't remember starving. Of course, I was a skinny kid. I don't feel like food was an issue. I don't remember it being a thing. But I'm pretty sure he had bought like, some new underwears for us and like another pair of jeans and maybe a shirt or something. I mean, I wasn't and socks and stuff. I had those new shoes. I didn't care, girl. I had me some new boots. I didn't give a damn. Um, but I can remember watching A Star is Born. I don't remember the other, maybe The Sting or something. I can't remember what the other movie was. It wasn't Corvette Summer because that wasn't out yet, right? So it was A Star is Born for freaking sure. I watched that damn thing over and over where I could almost say the lines to it. And the first few times I cried like a baby, then I was like, well, shit. And I guess I had some chips or something. I had something up there. I was just watching movies and shows and stuff on TV, and there was a radio in there. And sometimes I'd just listen to the radio, and then he would come back at night. So he'd leave in the morning. He'd be gone all damn day. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know where he was. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Um, but maybe he was trying to do some business deals in his own mind, like he was, trying to. I don't know. I do not know. He never told me either. I don't think he remembered what happened and what he was doing. But I want to say, I don't know if it was the first night or the second night. He came and got me and he said, we're going down to the restaurant in this hotel. Okay. And it's nice. And we're going to have a drink. Now I'm 9. Okay. So we get down there, and I don't know what movie I'd seen this in, but he gets a table, we eat, and he says, let's have a drink. And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, my dad didn't drink at all. He could not handle liquor. He was not a drinker. He did smoke weed. He did go through a phase where he took a lot of drugs. But as far as him drinking, he just never was. So he said, what do you want? And I'm like, I'll just take a Coke or whatever. And he's like, no, you're going to order a real damn drink. You think you're grown. You're going to, I mean, it was a thing. And, it was one of those things like, oh, okay, Sybil, here he comes. Like, here's the devil. Welcome to the jungle. Here we are. So I'm, of course, getting scared and like freaking out. And he says, order a damn drink. You've heard of drinks before. Get something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl. What the the orange vault. Hey, Winnie, I watch all the time, but never say anything. But this story's riveting. You're so good at telling stories. Oh, thank you. I've retold this story a few times, mostly to my kids. But For a long time, I didn't tell anybody because, right? Like, it's kind of embarrassing, but also it's crazy. Um, but mainly embarrassing. But so he gets really ugly about it and mean. And I say, okay, how about a Harvey Wallbanger? I don't know what show or movie or where I'd heard it, but it has to date. Think of that. Have you even heard of a Harvey Wallbanger in your life since you were a kid? Nobody has, right? So he orders it, because I'm a kid. I can't say. I don't know if, like, remember that movie? It felt like the movie Paper Moon. Do you remember that with Tatum O'Neal and her actual father? Like, filmed that, and they were like in the 30s or 40s, and she was driving a car and all this shit at like 10. I mean, that's how I felt like I was. Oh, says what? Hi. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, it is a crazy story. So I don't have much of the drink. I take a few sips, and of course, I get woozy and tipsy. I This is the first time I've ever had alcohol, and I get woozy and tipsy, and I probably start, talking a little crazy. So that pisses him off. Uh, Remember, he bought the drink for me. Like, he made me buy the drink. He purchased it himself, or ordered it, because I mean, I'm sure no bartender or no waiter in town is going to let a child have a drink. I didn't think that through, but so yes, it was a scammer. This is what I felt like. I felt like my life was this. Thinking back on it now, like, you know, my dad let me drive the truck all the time on the farm. Yeah, yeah, I mean, our parents did that shit. Like, we lived really crazy lives. Our kids just can't fathom the lives that we. Hey, Kentucky. Hey, Dee Dee. Okay, so anyway, I get to feeling woozy, and that pisses him off. Mind you, he bought me the drink and made me drink it. Literally, like, you're gonna drink this fucking drink. I ordered it or whatever. Okay, so then he's like, it pisses him off so bad. He goes, "Let's just go back to the room. You're going to bed, you damn drunk." And that scared me. It scared me because I thought I'm probably gonna get beat down. I mean, as many times as I did get beat downs, you never enjoy it. You learn to live with it, and you learn to, like. I learned to not cry because when my dad would beat on me, he would tell me not to cry, and so if I cried, I got it worse, right? You got it worse, quit crying, quit crying. It was that thing. So anyway, we go back up to the okay, go play on the tractor. Seriously, no helicopter parenting back. No, they didn't know where in the hell we were. Okay, so we go back up to the room, and in the whole way in the elevator, he is berating me, and he's pissed. He's pissed. I don't know if he hit me. I can't remember. He probably did. He said some horrible things. I'm sure of that, and called me a drunk and a dumbass. And this is what fucking drinking does, you stupid idiot. What, blah, blah, blah. Just forget the fact that he's the one that made me do it and wanted me to do it. Okay. We get back up to the room. I don't remember. I must have passed out from the couple of sips that I had. And he wasn't mean to me anymore. And when I woke up, he was gone. Okay, so here's another day of me watching A Star is Born and whatever, The Sting and whatever else old movies at the time were, Westworld, whatever was playing on, the pay channels or whatnot. Because I didn't have pay channels in my house, so I was like, hell yeah, we gonna pull me up some popcorn and watch some, TV. Um, that was, I think, after the night of me drinking some of that Harvey Wallbanger drink, which was horrible, by the way. I can remember it being horrible, but not telling my dad no, so I drank some of it. We get up the next day. He says nothing about the night before. He's gone. He comes. We get up. Blah 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 blah. He comes home. I guess I get up and realize he's not there. I'm happy about that. But when he does come back, it wasn't very much longer. It was still, I believe, morning, afternoon, something like that. It was daylight outside. So the next day, he never said anything about the drinking, or the how mean. He was just mean, and I for no good reason. And he was like, pack up your shit, we're leaving. And I am thinking, yes, let's go home. Like we cannot why are we here? It's getting close to Christmas. I didn't get to see any we went to a restaurant called Lums. I want to say does that sound right? Those of you who know Chicago. We did go to a very good restaurant called Lums. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, it must have been near the airport or the hotel or something. But I didn't see anything of Chicago. Just how tall the buildings were and how freaking cold it was. The airport, what is it called? O'Hare. None. I was by myself. It was just him. It was just me and him. I didn't have anybody with me at all. It was just us. Yeah. Right. So, okay. So we go back to the airport. He's like, pack your shit. We're going back. And I'm thinking, or we're leaving or whatever. I'm thinking, we're going back home. Yes. Finally, he snapped out of it. Yes. Nope. We do not go back home. We end up in Columbus, which is good because I have family all over Ohio. I have grandparents, I have cousins, aunts, uncles. I, you know, every bit like my whole extended family is in Ohio. It's probably why we went there, to tell you the truth. So we get to Columbus and then we go to another motel. Like, cause think we had gone and we had been in this really swanky penthouse. And I was like, shit, yeah. My grandmother had Lum's stock. Okay, so you do know what I'm talking about, Paula? Okay. And there used to be one in Davie, Florida. Okay. Well, it was a delicious restaurant if I can remember right. It was really nice. I don't know why my dad loved a steak. He was a snake. But my dad loved steak or like prime rib and stuff, so he always that's what he would order. So, I guess it was a steakhouse. I don't really know. It sounds about right because that was his favorite thing. Hey Hurley, how are you? Okay, so we get to Columbus. We take a cab to just a shitty hotel, just another kind of like the first one that we'd stayed at in our area near my house. It's a shitty, two beds. This time the beds were on this side of the room. I do remember that. A phone. And at this point, my dad was fucking crazy. He was talking a mile a minute. He would not sit down. He was all over the room. He started filling up the bathtub. Why would he fill up the bathtub, you say? Hey, Dee Dee. Oh, for us Gen X. No one understands the shit we went through as kids. Yeah, right? I lied. No exaggeration. Nope. They don't even know the half of it. Yeah, kids today don't know. They do not realize. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're sweet. You didn't have to do that. You're a sweetheart. Lums was known for something. Hot dogs cooked in beer. Okay, that makes sense because my dad did have hot dog and taco restaurants. Uh, that makes sense. Okay, he must have heard of it that way. I don't know. To my mind, I'm always thinking that it's a steakhouse, but I guess we had steak and that hotel restaurant. I don't know. So we get to this shitty hotel. My dad is just in in now I recognize that it was one of his manic moods. He was manic as hell. He hadn't slept, right? He was just up and down. He would not sit down, smoking maniacally. He went to the bathroom and he started filling up the bathtub. Girl, then he started saying to me, I am Jesus. I am the Son of God. I am God because I love dogs so much. And he did love dogs, but he was mean to them. Uh, I don't think you love stuff that you abuse and are mean to, just saying. But he thought himself a dog trainer of sorts, whatever. But we always had dogs and stuff. And so he said, my love for dogs. What is dog spelled backwards? God. So that was his big ta-da light bulb moment that of course he was the son of God or God, would go back and forth. And he was just just wanted me to hear all about it. And he's like, I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. I'm filling up the bathtub right now. I'm filling up that bathtub. I'm going to fill up that bathtub and I'm going to show you I can walk on water just like Jesus did. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I didn't say a word. Like I didn't say nothing. I was just like, okay, yeah. What am I going to say? Again, I am a 9-year-old child. I don't say nothing. I just go, okay, Dad. Yeah, that sounds great. Yep. Mm-hmm. Do it. And he, kept fucking with the bathtub, kept coming back. He saw something on TV. And then immediately he wanted to call my aunt and uncle, who lived an hour and a half north of Columbus in where I was born. Yes, that's some Charlie. Yes, it is. It is. But when he got manic, religion and God and Jesus was always a thing for him. It just was. I don't know if that's typical for all manics, schizophrenics. I don't know. Leslie, hi. Oh my goodness, this is horrible. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. No, I mean, it still makes me emotional, and it's still, I haven't retold the story in so many years, so it is kind of crazy. And I've sat on the story thinking, it doesn't really go with handbags, and I know sometimes we've said all there is to say about handbags, so I just thought this would be kind of a different, I don't know, just something different to talk about in our life. Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were. Remember, my mom had no idea where I was. My mom, my grandma, all my grandmas, like my grandparent, like my sister, my brother, nobody knew. My aunts, my uncle, nobody freaking knew where I was. They didn't know if we were dead or alive. They had no idea where he had gone or what he was doing. He didn't call. He didn't tell nobody nothing. Okay. My mom had been to the police. My grandma was frantic. So the first lifeline that they get is my dad calling his brother who lives above Columbus. We're in Columbus. It is a blizzard in freaking Ohio at this point. It is snowing. It is crazy. So, lives are good to connect and help. Yeah, they really do. Oh, thank you, Holly. Thank you. Yeah. It was a traumatic thing. And like I said, guys, this is not the worst thing that happened to me as a kid. That's the saddest part about it. But anyway, so my dad, this is where I get kind of emotional about it, but my dad, he gets the phone and he dials 0 and asks the operator to collect call him to my aunt and uncle. And he knew their number, or he had it written down in his wallet or something, but he knew it. I didn't know their number, you know, I could have. And I can just hear, old timey phones, it's loud as shit. I can just hear my uncle, where are you? Where's Winnie? What are you doing? I can hear the frantic, just crazy in his voice. And my dad saying, we're fine. Shut the hell up. We're fine. We're going to be fine. I'm God. She's with God. She's with Jesus. It just kind of went back and forth. She's fine. Okay. So he said, I will prove it to you. You don't believe. And I guess my uncle had said, You're Don, you're having a breakdown. Something's wrong. Let me get somebody to you. Where are you? Okay. Kentucky. My husband told me he was Donald Trump when he was manic. Oh, yeah, it sadly it does happen. It does. I mean, they do think they are. It's the delusions of grandeur. He had that really bad, and he was schizo, and he was hearing things. He was hearing God talking to him, but he was God, and it was just all a. Yeah, one of my college friends is bipolar. It's so sad when she's off her meds and manic. She was a world traveler. Yeah, he was too. She could talk. Yes, right. He was too, but also he was giving people. He had given, he had a really nice diamond ring. He always had a diamond ring. Thankfully, he died. When he died, that went to my son. But your ex-husband, I get it. No, but he'd given his damn ring away on the plane. He was sitting there, just, want this ring? Take my ring. I mean, what's some guy gonna say? No. And they didn't even hand it back to me. And I was thinking, what kind of person takes the jewelry? But he was a charmer and he could talk to anyone. And He was just full of shit, man. He was just crazy and full of shit. But anyway, I could hear, the franticness. I could hear it through the phone of my, uncle just being crazy. And I could hear my aunt screaming. And I just knew, like, I had known already that this shit was fucked up. I knew the night before that things were going south and quick when he was, making me drink alcohol and then telling me what a dumbass I was. And I just knew things were going south. And I don't know. I knew it wasn't right. I knew pretty quick everything was going wrong. And then when he started talking about Jesus and being God and being this and being that, it was just so crazy, so crazy. And so, hey TT, how are you? And so, I guess my uncle had said, "Oh, you don't believe me? You don't believe me?" Or, had said, "I don't believe you, Don. You're sick. Let us come and get you." Da da da. He'd said something to that effect, and he's like, "Oh, you don't fucking believe me? You don't believe me? You get down here where I'm at, and I'll show you." And of course, my uncle's like, "Where are you? Where are you, Don? Where are you at? I'll come. I'll come right now." I believe she's been good with her meds. Yeah. My dad was good for years, and he died in just a stupering mess. But uh he had been told by a crackpot doctor, "You don't need your meds, Don. You don't need that lithium anymore. You don't need it." And so he had been off his meds for a long time, and he just went into that's another crazy story. Like, he died without one of his, he went off, and I was his power of attorney. And yeah, so guess who ended up taking care of this asshole the rest of his life? I did. Yeah, I did. She's a dancer and shows up on YouTube every once in a while. Oh, that's sad. I mean, it just really is. Mental illness. I don't know in other countries how they take care of it, but it has to be better than here. It has to be. It's just I dealt with it my whole life. And it's just it's a sad shape for anybody to be in. I really feel for people with anybody in their family if they suffer from it. It's just so sad. In him, lady, once she wants to stop, yeah, you cannot. And I just thought it would be a quick fix of, like, oh, let's get it back on his lithium. He was done. I had him shocked and everything. I actually had him shocked a few times, and I saw what it was doing to him, and I was just like, dude, whatever life he's got left, let him, I'll put him in a place. I'll take care of him. And I did. But anyway, my back to the story. So my uncle is, he's apparently frantic. My dad is laying the phone down and running back into the bathroom and coming back to the phone and saying, "You don't think I'm God? You get down here and I'll show you. I'll show you." But he wouldn't tell. He would not tell anybody. He wouldn't tell him where he was, right? I'm still here listening, cooking, listening. My close friend has manic episodes, so I've experienced this in the godlike syndrome. Yeah, it just must be a thing, right? Honestly, I don't think it is better. I know it's not in Canada, and I don't think England is any better. Like, it's sad. So it's just a sad. I don't think we can fully. When you're manic, you don't want the meds because he loved to be manic, but then also he went too crazy. I think they all, because it's sleep deprivation too. They don't sleep because they're on top of the world. The medicine dulls me. Look at me. I'm freaking Superman. I feel great. It's the best I've ever. I'm clicking on all. It was that sort of thing. Like, I can talk anybody out anything. I can sell anything. I can do anything. I'm just shit. I am so great. I can have any woman. I mean, that's how he was. And so, my uncle kept saying, apparently, "Where are you?" And he would lay the phone down and he would run back in and check the water and he finally did turn the bathtub off, but wanted my uncle down there so bad, so bad. "Get down here. I'll prove it. I'm going to walk on water in here. I'm going to walk on water." And I'm just like looking at this scene like, shit, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And so finally, my dad says to me, "You tell him. You tell your uncle. You tell your uncle I'm Jesus. You tell him, Winnie." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So he does finally hand me the fucking phone. Girl, this was the best thing that could ever happen to me. This was the best thing that ever. um, I get on the phone. I go, "Hello." Michael's like, "Tell me where you are. Look around. What does the sign say? Look everywhere." And I go, I can remember being like, "I don't know," and crying. And he's like, "Look in the ashtray. Look at the matchbook. Look in the drawers." And the matchbook had the name of the hotel. Ah! So I say, "We're at blank, 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 turnpike, whatever, Columbus, Ohio." Thank God, I'll be there in 2 minutes, which didn't take 2 minutes. So from him hanging up, he called the police. He called an ambulance. Everybody shows up within a span of just a short period of time. And so I'm not on the phone anymore. And my dad comes back in. Where's he at? But that's it, girl. That's basically all I can remember about um like between the phone call and me telling my aunt and uncle, like, "I'm here. Come and get me," It was just and this is it just always gets emotional for me, but um I don't know why it's just like it happened just yesterday. It was so crazy. Hi, Darwin. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, my uncle and my aunt come. They race there, and I don't remember what all happens between the phone call, me telling where we were. I know sirens showed up. I know people in the hotel were banging on the door. I know that someone wrapped me in a big um coat, right? And I don't know where I was. I don't remember. I wasn't left in the hotel room, but I was just like wrapped up in this coat, a big huge coat of somebody's, and I was crying like this. And this is the worst part, guys. This is what gets me so emotional. Is that they strapped my dad into like a straight jacket and carry him off in the back of it. Not a cruiser, but they thankfully took him into an ambulance. And then before I know it, my aunt and uncle's there, and I get the biggest, "Oh my God." And we're all crying. And I can remember my uncle and my aunt, they were big people, putting me in between them in their car and turning that heat on and just loving on me. And God, thank God. Oh my God. We're all so worried. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm so glad someone was there to save it. No one saved me. What happened? It was traumatizing. It was. But like, oh my God, Susan. Oh no. I feel for you, babe. But the saddest part, I every time I get to this part of the story is when, yeah, is when I just break down and go crazy and feel so sad. Okay, thank you, Susan. Yeah, I definitely want to hear it. But oh, thank you, Megan. It's so hard. Yeah, yeah, it was. But yeah, my uncle turned out to be um saved me, and I stayed with. So the rest of the story. So my dad ends up. I find out years later all the things that went down that night, but it's kind of a blur, between me. That's what does it. Yeah, and it was so traumatizing to see him. I can remember the feeling of it. I feel like I felt in that moment of seeing him, and gnashing and just wanting to be free. And I had and to to put it bluntly, that happened many times in my life. Like I can see I saw him being sedated, tied down, um subdued many, many times later in my life. But that first time was the worst. It was the fucking worst. It just really was for whatever reason. It was so sad. Yeah, it really was. It was so sad. K squared, hi, sweetie. Oh, it does. It affects everyone. It was scary. It was confusing. It was just they did. Yeah. Yeah, I found out later that's yeah, they had to. He was a threat to himself and to me. And my daughter, she always says, "Mom, what if he was going to drown you?" And I'm like, I think he had many chances to do horrible horrible things and he did, The worst thing was he made me, get drunk. But yeah, and yeah, so he is he was paranoid schizophrenic, but he was diagnosed all the time bipolar. So he would, yeah, paranoid schizophrenic and bipolar. And so manic depressive, they used to call it. And so he would have times where he was just, and that was the catalyst of it. That was the start of it. And this is what, because he was in his 20s. And then he got medicated, right? But he stayed so many months in a mental hospital. Well, it was a VA hospital in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. But he had to stay there a long time. It took a long time. It took a long. I cannot to this day. I've watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest like one or two times, but I can't do it. I cannot do it because my mom and I, my mom and my siblings, we would go and visit him, and my grandmother and my aunts and uncle. We'd go down there and visit him in the hospital, and it's just so. My Curiopus, hi. My mom had schizoaffective disorder, which is a combo, right? Yeah. So exactly. I mean, sometimes they wouldn't write that down as his, illness. But yeah, he was saying that he was Jesus and that he was just he was gone. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't I feel like he really just wanted to prove to everybody and so that and his thing was very like adamant when my uncle was on the phone and we'd lay the phone down. It was very he was very like, I'm determined, like, you fucking tell him. And so that he could show me, so that I could tell my uncle that he's doing it. He really is Jesus, But I knew he wasn't. I knew he couldn't do those things. I knew he was just far, far gone. I knew he was off the fucking deep end. But so I couldn't get home right away. And I find out years later that he ended up in Pittsburgh because he escaped, yes, from I don't know where he was in Columbus. I don't know where they housed him. What I don't know much about, the places in Columbus. Yeah, personality is not as severe. Okay, you're a good person. Oh, thank you. I don't know about all that. I've been there and there's no saying right. There isn't. And you cannot make them see that they are crazy. You're crazy. Like you're the one. Like you can't make them understand that you're having an episode and I need to get you reined in. You can't make it. And then the sleep deprivation. Yeah, he never did. And then after a while, he kept wanting things from like the hardware store. He wanted he's seen something on TV. He wanted a damn cooler, one of those styrofoam coolers to strap to his feet. Cause I feel like he'd gone into the bathroom and tried and he couldn't do it successfully. And then his alternative was he wanted to get some styrofoam and that it was just a bunch of I just remember all that shit being like, God, what? Can you do it or not? Do you need stuff to do it with, And so yeah, he escaped in Columbus apparently and was found on the interstate on one of the highways in Pittsburgh, no shoes, nothing but a hospital gown. how he'd probably conned someone into taking him, probably got into a car or truck or something and got someone to drop him off. But yeah, he was going to kill himself probably. Not on purpose, but just trying to get away from the hospital. But yeah. Yeah, there's no amount of talk. There's no amount of reasoning. There's no amount of anything that makes any sense to them that you say. There's no reasoning with them. There's nothing. Kristen says the VA hospital is 5 minutes from here in Murfreesboro. Okay, there you go. I have been there. I have been there many times. So yeah, yeah. I don't. It's no telling. This was by far one of two or three episodes where he's been just unreasonable. Like you can't. Sometimes you could rein him in, get him to a place, but it was just insane. I would have to tell him things like in years later when I was grown and he would go off, I would have to say like, hey, I'm going to take you to a casino, or I'm going to take you to see a woman, or something like that, or something fun. And I'd end up taking him to the hospital and he'd say, what are we doing here? Wait, what are we doing? And it would just be so scary for me because I'd think, how am I going to lie? Oh, I have a friend in here and he wants to see you. Hasn't seen you in a long time. You remember so and so? Let's get in here. Let's go. And he'd go in there and then he would end up attacking, every single time I'd take him to the hospital. He would end up biting someone. He smacked a doctor in the face one day, which is an automatic hold. I mean, they strap you down. And that was another time I saw him get, strapped down, but it didn't affect me in the same way. I was an adult then. I had kids. I was used to seeing him, be this way and get into trouble and have to be basically shot with a Thorazine and, knocked out with a tranquilizer and stuff. But yeah, he smacked the shit out. And a lot of times, I would tell Bill, when I met Bill, I would tell him the things that happened to me as a kid. And he always thought I was just glossing it on. And, oh, it wasn't that. Come on. Because I do love to tell a good story. And he would say, like, oh, I really didn't, I kind of didn't believe some of the stuff you said until we took him to the hospital once and he ended up attacking a doctor. And I was like, yeah. He turned on to me and he had not, the last time he ever hit me, I was 18 years old. I was a grown up. That shit stopped. And then, of course, when I met Bill, you know, but Bill had to actually, when he hit the doctor, he turned around because I said, Dad, stop. You're going to go to jail. And he turned to hit me and his face, it took me right back to him being abusive as a child. I mean, he turned into my young dad again and I knew it. And I just sort of was like, and Bill got in front of us and he went, Don, let's go outside. And I mean, my dad snapped too when he saw Bill and he was like, yeah, let's go. Let me go smoke, Bill. Let's go. So, but as soon as he hit that doctor, they did a code of some sort, and here came the, security guards, and yeah, all of that happened really quick. He was going to hit me, and then they grabbed him, and he went back into a room, and there's such a thing as a HIPAA Act, right? That thing where you can't discuss. You're not supposed to discuss someone else's whatever with another person, even if it's I don't know. But I showed up on that, a few days into that visit and he was in a room, right? And he was tranquilized but not sedated. And they had closed the door and I guess he'd kind of drifted off a little bit. He was okay. And this guy, I was sitting right outside the door waiting for them to tell me, it's okay. We're going to take him up to a room and all this shit. And I was just waiting. And he ended up biting the doctor that came to, I guess, administer the shot. And I could hear the doctor say he didn't know I was there. He didn't think anybody was with him, I guess. He said, this son of a bitch, he bit the hell out of me. This crazy motherfucker. I mean, he just kept going on and on. And I was like, I waited till he was done. I think he was just telling a nurse. And I peered around the corner and I said, maybe what you want to do is wait until you see that somebody's daughter is not sitting outside the room when you go bad mouthing and telling your patients stories and all of that. You might want to keep that. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were. Oh my God, did you hear me?" I was like, "Yeah, I heard every word. I fully know my dad is crazy. You ain't got to tell me nothing I don't know, but like maybe whisper or." He's like, "Oh, I really am sorry. I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Me too, dude. Me too." It's my dad. I have to deal with it every day. But yeah, so I mean, end of the story, like they ended up taking him, like I said, to a hospital here, to the VA here, and then ended up transporting. They couldn't take care of him here. He stayed a few days here, but I ended up staying in Ohio for the rest of Christmas vacation. Somebody paid for me to fly home by myself. They put little wings on you. You know how it is if you've flown as an unaccompanied minor, right? They basically come and get you on a golf cart. I went to Pittsburgh again, Pittsburgh. I went to the airport in Pittsburgh, and I don't know if it's just because I was a child or what, but it seemed like the most human. It scared me so much, but I was taken care of. Like we flew from Columbus to Pittsburgh for whatever reason, and it didn't take any time to get there. And then I had to switch to another plane, which took me back to here, which flew me into my, town, to the Tri Cities. And um, they take you off the plane and then they put you on a little, golf cart thing and take you to your next, which I was so happy about because I was just like so scared on that plane, like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to go into a big airport. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what to do. I've never been on a plane." But yeah, it was all good. But yeah, I ended up staying and spending Christmas with my aunt and uncle who showed me a fantastic Christmas. They had their own kids, so you didn't have to do that. But they ended up buying me Christmas gifts and all that. And it was a nice it's a nice couple weeks after all that trauma happened. I mean, I guess everybody felt sorry for her. They were like, "This bitch has been kidnapped. She's, her dad's fucking crazy." And so, yeah, it was just a weird, just crazy, crazy time. I had stories to tell. I guess when I went back from school, I went back to school, but I had new boots. But that album, I didn't get to keep my album. It's a tragic story. When we had gathered up our stuff in the other town, in the little town next to ours, and gone to the airport, I had left my album. I don't know how I did it or what I did, but I forgot it and didn't get on the plane with it. And I was so scared and so like, "Oh my God." I'm not scared, but so sad. And when I got home, my sister, who at the time was 18, she was fully grown. We still all lived in the same house, but she bought me the album. I was so sad about it, but she ended up buying me the Sean Cassidy album that I had left at the hotel room or whatever. So it was the Born Late Sean Cassidy. Remember the big white album that he was kind of with a grand piano and all in white and had the like sweater draped over him. You could open it up and there were pictures in there and it came with a, yeah. I loved that. I still have it. I still have that album, not the original one because I left that in the hotel room, but the one my sister bought me. So to replace the one that I had left. So yeah, I really told that doctor off. This is kind of unusual for me, but I knew he was talking about my dad. I did ask him at first. I said, "Were you talking about the man in this room?" Oh, what? Huh? Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that violated any, but it wasn't nice. It wasn't very nice, and I know that you know my dad could be an asshole, and he was, and it's just a crazy time. It was just a crazy time. I never got to see Sean Cassidy. Susan, that's amazing. My first concert was Air Supply, and my dad actually took me to the concert few years later in my teens. So that was the first, right? I loved that freaking album. Oh my god, love. I follow him on Instagram. I think he's still hot. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, welcome to my world. But it was just kind of shitty of him to say all that stuff and cuss about my dad and call him names. He was just, in the next room, like, and didn't even break the skin. I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was, "Oh yeah, yeah, fine." He just took a little nip at me. I was like, "And what are you complaining about, dude? You didn't bite your thumb off and spit it back in your face. He is capable." My uncle, who was in high school at the time, too. Oh, that's so sweet, Holly. My first concert. Yeah, actually, I think my first concert was Van Halen. How did that work out then? Yeah, we saw the first, like in 1982, but maybe in that year also. That was my Van Halen was my actual first real concert. I don't feel like Air Supply was kind of a concert because it was like normal seating. It was in a small venue, so I don't. I think well, I can't remember. I can't remember. But yeah. Oh, is that right? Well, no, this was in the 90s. Or no, this was actually in the early 2000s. The HIPAA. Yeah. My dad was I mean, I was grown and had kids by then, so this would have been 2000s. It was before Carter, but or maybe it was even after 2007. I don't know. But yeah, it was a thing. I was pissed. Yeah, my first actual concert was Van Halen, but like I'll have to look up my ticket stubs and stuff. I still have them, but I don't know. Um, hmm. Yes, 1982. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was like 14 or 15. Yeah. And my dad's actual wife or whatever, one of his wives. That's not HIPAA. Okay. It's that you can't tell people their diagnosis and shit, right? I was mad though that doctor said all that shit about my dad. But the doctor was very apologetic and very upset that I mean, he didn't mean to say that while I was there. HIPAA is about privacy, not sharing. I gotcha. All these years I've thought, he's violated some laws, but I guess he was just an asshole. Yeah, I can't remember if I don't think Air Supply was my first actual concert. Maybe my second, but I remember my dad taking me to that. No, I think we paid $8.50 for festival seating. Yeah, that's the kind where you just walk around and try to find a seat. It is very painful. But I still feel like the doctor was an asshole. Yeah. They fully knew he had been there long enough to know that my dad was, schizophrenic, bipolar, all of that. They knew that he wasn't going to be cooperative. I mean, that's sorry, not sorry. Maybe you should have tranquilized him better I don't know, kept him tranquilized the whole time. I don't know what to tell you, but I still think the guy was a dick. Yes, my dad was wrong to bite him, but also, what did you do to get the bite? Like all of that makes, what did you say? Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I went to a lot of concerts in the 80s and 90s back to back. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Motley Crue, what a good show. Did you was that I can't remember what year I saw Motley Crue, but that was the year that uh, Tommy Lee did the drum thing where he would play the drums and suspend upside down. He always wore the little leather briefs and stuff. But that, whatever year that was, that tour, I saw that one where he got to, you know, fully. And then I saw Bon Jovi in the 80s or 90s. And that was the one where they did those catwalks and they would, come out over the actual, and we had really good seats to that one. So we could just look up and see him. Yeah. Oh, I never got to see Motley Crue with Ozzy. I never got to see Ozzy. I'm such an Ozzy fan, and I never got to see Ozzy. So sad. Doctors should have gone in the room with more. Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. So it makes sense, Paula. But still, as much as I call him an asshole and mean about him, it's kind of that thing of like Well, nobody can call my dickhead dad a dick but me, right? So it's kind of that thing. I don't know. In my own warped way, I guess I was trying to take up for him, but then again, all the shit, like what? I've experienced human bite in my job. It's bad. Yeah, right. Yeah, it is Ada. It's yeah. I know, and it couldn't have felt good. I was being flip about it. I know, but it couldn't have felt good. I mean, but just the way that he was just mean and talking about it, I was just like, dude, enough. But yeah, he was really mean about it, but I get it. I get it. Bon Jovi 1984 opening for the Scorpions. Oh wow, that would have been a good show. I have seen the Scorpions. Such a great show. I've seen Poison. You guys seen Poison? Doctor was very embarrassed. He was. I mean, when I called him out on it, he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." It's like, it's human nature to say like this asshole. Because look, I've sat here and told you for an hour and a half what an asshole my dad was. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's. I don't. That's not a. It's not a profession that I would want to go into, and my daughter does. She wants to counsel people, and so that's very noble, and she's very smart. So she made a 4.0 this semester. So gives her overall cuz she made 1B last semester. So I think what did I screenshotted it for you guys, Dawn and Rachel. But I think she made like a 3 point overall. She got a 3.92. Like what, bitch? She ruined the curve every time she took a test in one class. And the teacher would come by, the professor would come by and go, "Well, you've ruined the curve again." Like would just fully say it to everybody, and I'm like, "Oh, guys." Yeah. I loved seeing Loverboy. Oh my god, I saw Loverboy with Joan Jett. And there was like some little acts or something that opened up for even there was three different yeah, on that show. And I got to see Joan Jett and Loverboy. So good. So good. Loverboy put on a show. Ugh, I loved Mike Reno. You saw Elvis, Susan? That's amazing. My dad saw Elvis. Speaking of my dad, my mom and dad saw him in early 70s. He came here. I told you guys that story. There's a really well-known you guys can look it up. I kind of tell you the story before, but it's called Ridgewood. It's a very famous or very infamous, delicious barbecue restaurant that's been here for I don't know 70, 80 years. And my dad used to go there all the time. Yeah, Carter is smart. Thank you for saying that. And he had tickets. My aunt and uncle, the one that rescued me, they were here and they were going to go to the show because my aunt was just a freak for Elvis, and so was my cousin. They loved Elvis so much, just worshipped Elvis, and they went to the Ridgewood to eat before, and my dad would just bullshit with anybody, right? He would. He was just that way. And he told the lady that his waitress, which he knew, I don't remember her name, but he said, "Look what I've got." And he, you know, showed the girl the tickets. She grabbed him. She thought he was bringing her tickets to see, and she ran all over. My mom would tell this story all the time. She ran all over the freaking restaurant. Look what Don gave me. Don gave me. And my mom had to have hey, those are our tickets. We're getting ready to go. She was like, "Oh, here." I'm like, I hope you guys tipped her at least really well for that chaos you freaking bestowed on her. Right? Chaos with Susan. I was little when I saw them and fell asleep. Oh, Loretta. Oh, I love Loretta Lynn. When your life would be a great movie or TV show. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. Like I said, dude, I tell stories like this, and everybody, you guys have something crazy that happened to you in your childhood. Everybody does. Everybody does. Like, it's just that I have a live tonight, and I decided to tell you guys about it. I tried to keep it together. I was trying to keep it together, but when I picture them picking up my dad in that freaking, it's hard. I mush every time. I turn to mush every time because I can just see it like it was. It's been 50, almost 50 years. I could see it like it was yesterday. But I think I was turning 10, Tracy. My birthday was on the 18th. Oh yeah, it was sad. But you know what? I'm one of those conspiracy theorists that just I don't believe that Elvis died the day that they said he died. I think he just needed freedom. I really do. You can't convince me because when Bill Bixby had that special about it and they showed the one picture where people were touring the grounds. I've been there a few times and it is amazing. It is amazing. But touring the and now it's kind of tore up. Like and they show that screen door where a guy is sitting there and in the silhouette, it just looks like friggin' Elvis to me. And you cannot tell me that is. Look that picture up, Google it. Bill Bixby did a special about it. About like, because they were friends, and he was, the guy that was the Incredible Hulk, and he had this big conspiracy theory that no, Elvis didn't die when 1978 when he said he did, when they said he did. And then also his name was spelled wrong on his cat on his burial on his tomb or whatever. Guys, I feel like he needed to be free. Oh, thank you, Rachel. My all-time favorite was Toby Keith. That man had my heart. Oh, Toby. Gosh. I'm not much of a country fan. I'm not either, but oh man, Johnny Cash. Yeah. Yes. One of my coworkers yesterday, she was telling me about a guy, and I can't remember his name, but apparently he's a big country star right now, and he is hot as fire. She goes, "Look him up." I can't even remember his name, but he was hot. I was like, "Well, girl, I need to switch over and start listening to some country." Courtship of Eddie's father. That's right. He was the dad. Yep, 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 yep. Hmm. He was hot, right? Bill Bixby, but apparently, yeah, he didn't believe it either. Bob Joyce. I had to Google it. Listen to him preach and sing. I'm not saying it's him, but it's almost creepy. Oh, okay. Wow. It's crazy, guys. I really think it is just like I don't know. I don't know. Did you guys, yeah, the Hulk. Did you guys get well you've seen all the hoopla on the friggin' watch. The Swatch, it's not actually a watch, it's a lanyard pocket watch type thing. It would make the best bag charm. But the Audemars Piguet watch and Swatch collab. It's on a leather like little lanyard thing. People, great bag charm. I really want one, but I no way in hell. No way I want to pay retail on it. Retail's 400, but people are, at first they were asking 3,000, then 2,000. Now I think it's come down to about 1,400, 1,200. But they're gonna and the company fully said, Swatch said, "Hey, we're gonna make a bunch of these. They're gonna be out for a while. Like this ain't the only run of it." Like we're so conditioned to think like once they drop things, that's it. We can't get it again. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna produce more. No big deal, guys." But the chaos, I sorry, the word chaos is on my brain now, Susan. But the melee that ensued on that freaking watch. Here's my thing. Right. But here's my thing about that freaking watch. Let's say you want one. You go to the mall and you're looking at a line that is 2 blocks long. You know already. You know in your heart of hearts. Well, hell, I'm not going to get that. Why camp out and sit there? Once the line gets about 20 or 30 people, that's all the stock they got, dude. Like they're not stocking 18,000 of these on their premises. So to me, when people fill up a mall or fill up 2 city blocks camping out, you fully know if you're the 40th or 50th person in the line, stop. Go home. You ain't getting it. You're not gonna be the one. Right. It's so dumb. Yeah, right. But now, okay, if they I hate to say it, guys, but they replicate that one on the dupe market, I cannot be held responsible for not buying one. I just think it would look so cute hanging down on my Speedy or something. I just think it would be such a cute, like the people that should want it are us, bag people, because it's the best bag charm. Sorry. It really is a wonderful bag charm. So, but yeah, especially if they, right. But we're so conditioned today to think, oh, they're going to make 20 of these bags at each location. Like you see a line, you ain't getting that damn bag or the shoes or the wallet or the keychain or the watch. You're just not getting it. Like it's okay. I feel like people are like, well, if I sleep here for 7 days, they'll feel sorry for me and bring me one in the back of the line. No. Have we learned nothing from Labubu drops and Stanley cups at Target and what's the thing? The park sweatshirt. Have we learned nothing? Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes. I am going to do a video whenever I'm waiting on one more bag to come from eBay and it came from China. And girl, it took the slow boat, girl. That park sweatshirt, what the hell? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did buy a little tiny keychain of it. I didn't get the sweatshirt, but Edith says I want to swatch AP. Yeah, but there's no. Yeah, I don't have one either. And they'll remake it. Like it's not a one-off thing. They are mass producing this. It's going to be available. People, it's gonna be okay. Edith, you'll get one. Everybody, we'll all get one if we want it. But these are, what do they call these again? Shit. Um, these are the Naomi. They came from Naomi. If you guys want to, I'll try to remember after the live to link our WhatsApp if you want to order or even go over to naomicrafted.com. Remember to put my name in or use, yeah, use Winnie B for like 10% or something. And you can order these. They're a total cute bleed. Yes, they're a little tiny bleed dupe. They don't have any branding on them. They're not stamped in any way, but they are the most adorable. So, one a piece for my granddaughters. And the new baby, I hope, won't be a girl. I really want another boy, but we'll have to work something out. Poor little thing. She's not going to get nothing if it's the baby's a girl. But look, it comes with the corresponding little, God, trimmed out in silver. This one is friggin' adorable. Such good leather, girl. The leather is leathering. Oh, look, she taped the little feet up, but the little feet, yeah. I show you guys stuff. I try to like show you all the stuff that I will unbox eventually on my channel, like on the live. So if nothing else, you'll hear a heart-wrenching story and see me blow my face off. That's the advantage of coming to the lives. Or you'll get to see new stuff that I'm hauling or whatever. Guys, I'm pretty sure, girl, you know who you are, that I sold the P9, the purple. She gone. She gone. Can you talk freely? Yes, I can talk freely. Hey, Michael, how are you? Wait, what? You need to call the police? Do you need to me? No, honey, he's passed. He's gone. He's gone. No, this was when I was a kid. But these little bags are so look at the little feet. Yes. No, honey, I grown me. She wouldn't go play with that, but yeah. So friggin' cute. Which guys do you like better, the pink or the? I think this is like chalk or bone color, like a very off-white, like creamy. tan beige or something. I don't know. Like eggshell or something. I don't know. But how freaking cute. Which is your favorite? Edith, you sold a bag on the Real Real. Oh my God. What? What did you sell? It was an Hermes bag, wasn't it? My God. I'm so excited for you, Edith. Thank you, Michael. Love you. Love you too, babes. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of partial to the pink, but also I kind of wish this color was on the pink. Maybe I don't know. But anyway, these are going to look great on my wall, and eventually these will go to my granddaughters. So such a adorable, adorable. So when she started making these, here's the thing: I got a lot of stuff coming from Naomi because anytime she shows something that she's making or somebody else shows a Naomi, I always go, hey, I'm going to get one of those. And I bought some more mono. I bought a keep all from Japan. I told you about that. And it finally came in yesterday. So I'm going to send that over there. I'm going to have her make a Diane bag. That's one of the regrets. I probably should not. I got Jackie's Diane bag way back in the day. We did a trade. And I loved that bag. And I don't know why I sold it. I just wasn't grabbing for it. But I can remember. So I wasn't really into, and now I am into the shouldering. So I'm kind of sad. That's one of the regrets I have. Like, I don't have too many bag regrets, but that's one. That's a big one. So I don't know if she just showed it on her Instagram stories. And if you're part of the WhatsApp group, she just shared the video, I think. But I know she just put it on her Instagram. She was rolling out the two colors of this to get ready to make these. And so I guess they are. I don't really know. That's how much I don't know, but they're super soft. And you can tell they're going to like really even relax more. Ah, man. Such an adorable little bag. Girl, look at the little attention to detail. I love this. My little granddaughters. And of course, I was unboxing it the other day, and my son came in with little Rosie. And he said, one of those for her. And I was like, eventually, yes, eventually. The little, oh my God, right? And it's got the corresponding, so friggin' cute. So, Susan, these are made, and I will, after the live, I'll go through and I'll link, and I'll put Naomi's information down, and you can use my name and get, yeah, naomicrafted.com, and you can, get a discount. So that would be great. Oh, Naomi making a P9? Girl, if she would, I'd be first in line for that. I'd be first in line for that. She should try, you know? She should try one. Definitely. But anyway, I sold my P9 and I sold, guys, you're never going to believe this. But while I was talking to the lady in emails that bought my P9, we were discussing it, we were talking about she and I have about the same bag taste. She had the little Noe pink by the pool, and she had sold hers, I think, to Fashion File, and she got a pretty good amount for it. And I was thinking, like, well, maybe I'll just do that, sell it to a resale. As I was saying that, bloop, an email came in from StockX, and somebody bought it for over 1,200 at least. It was, I think I'll make pretty good on that. Not 2 grand, but I'm not complaining. I'm coming out to the good on that bag. I'm so happy about it. So yeah. Michael says I was selling the crap at the yard sale. Okay. I have some old Louis Vuitton. Oh, okay, yeah. You could send her, yeah. Yeah, she's definitely going to upcycle some things. Thank you, Tracy. I'm excited about it. I am very, very, very excited. Hey, Jeanette, how are you? Hey, girl, how's Canada? Oh, Canada. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very, very excited about the sales. And what do you think I'm going to buy with the proceeds of my bag sales? What do you guys think? You'll never guess. No one will ever guess in a million years. Well, maybe some of you will. This shirt is too tight on me. It keeps riding up. You see my boobs are like strapped in. Thank you, Missy. Welcome in. Close. Tracy, close. Well, I can't all the way pay for it. Love you, girl. I have to go do my life. Hey, have fun. Definitely have fun in your life. Do not worry. Do not tell my husband. Don't tell him nothing. But I am going to we're gonna get a quote. Now I already got the new countertops for windows. We need new windows. Yeah, such an unsexy thing that costs so much damn money. 2p9s. They literally cost 2p9s. No, I'm painting all my cabinets. I've got several more, half of them sanded and treated and ready to go for primer. So the guy's coming Friday, but I still have to finish sanding and primering all of the cabinet doors. I've done all the boxes and some of the doors, so still. So yeah. I think it's time. Yeah, I kept the black one. Yeah, for sure. I don't want to get rid of it. That was a good deal. Yeah. I freaked out and bought that like a dumbass. Like I would not be selling the purple if I didn't. I wouldn't have bought that black one. I really wouldn't. But we do need new windows. It's a have to thing now. Um so it's got to happen this year. We got to go ahead and get it done. And the other day, I had bugs are bad this year. Have you guys noticed that? I had mosquitoes in here, and I also had a gnat. So if you see something flying around me, that's yeah, they're bad here. I don't know when it just snapped off hot like it did. Freaking bugs everywhere, man. Yeah, you better not sell that. Oh no, right, Holly? Yes, yes. Mosquitoes are crazy right now. Every time I go out there in the garage and do more sanding and stuff, I get bit like 10 times. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah. I had it authenticated and I was waiting on that when I came into live tonight. So let me see if my iPad let me see. My butt hanging out. Sorry guys. Oh, it did. It did charge up some. Let me see if I can find a picture of my crazy dad. It'll take me a minute, but I'll try to see. Did I delete all my pictures? God, I hope not. I'm so stupid. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Now they're on here. Except for the fact that you know what? I need to because they're all like in cloud. Okay, no way. I can go back. God, this thing is all I haven't synced this up with my phone in a friggin' minute. Oh my God. The P9. Speak of the P9. That was before I even had a thought of buying those. That's when they dropped. I was like, oh my God, we need it. We freaking need it. Oh, here's me with the crazy haircut. Can you guys see this? This has been what? I don't know. When was this? 15 years ago? 20 years ago? 15 at least. That's nuts. That is nuts. That haircut. Oh, so crazy. I actually liked that dude though. But yeah, my people are all like, no, mom, that does not suit you. You know how I know this has been a long time since I've had any pictures on here? I have tons of pictures of food. Just like random donuts and my obsession with food is correct. Oh my God, guys. My baby. Oh, my freaking Maryland baby. Oh. And here's this bitch. Freaking Ed. Was this at my house? I think it was. Oh my God, Ed, you are so crazy. What happened here? What the freak happened? Okay, there we go. I'm like, what? Okay, I gotta find you guys. Oh my gosh, the selfies of me. Whoa, girl. Oh, Put down the donut girl. Put it down. Oh, lots of pictures of Mare. I took so many pictures of my damn dog. Oh my god, I love that dog. I miss her so much, guys. Okay, here's some old pictures. Let's see. Watch me get all this pumped up and be like, oh yeah, there's no picture of my. But I'm sure I got pictures somewhere. There's all kinds of old ass pictures on here. Here's one of Jackie showing the Diane bag. Oh my god, Jackie! There's the bag we miss. I miss this bag. Why did I get rid of it? Why did you let me get rid of it, Jackie? Damn it. Oh, here's my brand new baby. COVID. All kinds of COVID pics. Oh, Jesus. Marilyn everywhere. Man, I took more pictures of Marilyn than I did my kids. Oh my gosh, who is she right now? Gosh, sorry guys. My sinuses are acting nuts after I boohoo cried like that. I don't know. It just makes me so emotional when I get to that one part of the story. Like I just get so like, what the hell? I don't know. Something about that just, I don't know. Is my nose running? I'm so sorry. Ah, post nasal drip. I don't want to be gross, but also, oh my gosh, I missed this bag too. Shit. You know what it was? It was a YSL Lulu bag, and I had bought another bag the same week. And I liked the other bag just a little bit more, so I had to sacrifice and send it back. But I really kind of liked that bag. It was a little mini Lulu bag. God, so cute. But I don't think I did. I even unbox it. I think I unboxed it and I was like, it's going back. So sorry, guys, for the inconvenience here. I have 40 that. Well, I have like, I want to say, here's a picture of my mama. I want to say I have like 45 pictures of uh just, well, 4,500 pictures of just bags. God, are you kidding me? Anytime I don't want a picture of something, 15 pop up. Oh, Kathy, thank goodness you're off. Yes, I love Ed. All the purse besties. Here's us at Wizard of Oz. Here's us at the beach. Here's me at work. Oh my god, here's a sexy ass picture of Bill. Freaking look at this picture of Bill. Damn. He is hot. He's freaking hot in this picture. Let me put this behind him on the headboard. I'm being crazy. Damn, that was a hot ass picture of him, though, right? Oh my god. Oh, wow. Ooh, guys. Holy shit. Here's my sister. Oh, it's with my mama. She'd be pissed if she knew. Here's my sister. I know I have seller's remorse, guys. What the hell? Crappity. Oh, these are all my sister. I tried to go to the people thing. God dang it. What's wrong with me? Here's Bill shooting the bird with his nubby arthritic finger. Dang it. Let me punch in Dad. Nope, it's just Bill. I seriously thought there would be. I guess it's just my phone that has the freaking. Damn it. Guys, I'm sorry. I pumped this all up. And now I can't find one. Here's one of Dawn. Dawn when you had really short hair. Dawn. Oh God, here's a family picture, and I swear to God, my dad's not even in it. Shit. I wish I could find the one of circa. Let me see, let me see, let me see. I think I know how to find it. Hold on. Gosh. Okay. Let me see. See all. because when my mom passed, you know that thing like you do when you have you gather all the pictures, right? I did that. I was thinking I had a family photo, but I guess I didn't even. I was like, no pictures of you. I guess I didn't even. God, what the heck? I just knew I had some. There's my stepdad. My stepdad's a cutie. He's wild and crazy, but he's a cutie. My dad was really he was really good looking, you know. I don't know like how that happened, but um yeah, his birthday would be the 31st of May, oddly enough. But I kind of thought I had I know I do. I just can't find any. This sucks. I'm sorry, guys. Damn. I'll keep looking. What do you guys want to talk about? After 45 people have just said, all right, bitch, we're leaving. We can't with you. It's so cute to see all these old pictures, though. Oh, there's my friend Tina from work. God, I love Tina. We have a close birthday, too. Here's my girls when I told them I surprised them with a Disney trip one year for Christmas, and I wrapped up the like ticket things, like the printout of you're going to Disney, and they were like, "What?" Yeah. And then here we are at Disney. Carter was really too old. I think she was like, so let's see. She was like 10. And she kind of was a little too old for the bippity boppity, but I really wanted her to do the experience of bippity boppity. Okay, here's the bag that I said, guys, that I regret selling. This is my number one regret bag. The number one. Like, of all the bags, this was a 30 and it was a monogram that I had a lady paint. Isn't it gorgeous? I sold it for $850. I loved that bag. I freaking love that bag. God, what is wrong with me? I kind of think I don't regret selling stuff, and then I look at the pictures and I go, oh, I regret selling. I don't think so, Nita. Are you going to that big pink denim drop is coming up right on the 27th? So next week. I don't think I will, but here's what happens to me when I um do say I'm not gonna buy anything from the coach shop. I end up buying two or three things and then not carrying it. But here's me as a little I had a shag in this picture too, guys. But here's me as a little kid, as a little sandals and socks. Oh, that was a look. Not sandals and socks, girl. I want to say back in the day when I started my channel, I kind of looked like I always had a sinus infection, like I'd always been crying. Isn't that weird? I don't know what that's about. Okay, you guys want to see me? This is me right before I cut my hair off again. And this has been 18 years ago because the baby I'm holding in my lap is Carter, and that's at my grandma's. And that's one of my dad's old cars in the background. But yeah, that's when I had long hair. What do you guys think? Short or long? What are we thinking? I was going through terrible postpartum depression here. If you wonder why I'm not so, I'm like the sadness in my face. I just had a traumatic birth. She was maybe 2 weeks old. It wasn't going good, guys. Thank you. Short, yeah, 100%. Like I don't look good with long hair. Like I know it, and what makes me know it is looking at pictures of myself with hair, and I'm like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, why would you go back? Like short, right? Right? Hey, Carrie. Short. I got what? Why? Oh my gosh, so crazy. And why am I over here taking like all these selfies? Oh my god. Here's me and my brother. My brother's passed. Here's me with a perm. Can you guys see it? This is like a picture of a picture. But here I am like at like 12 or 13 with a little Yeah, I like my hair short. Yeah. Anytime I see pictures, I go, what? No. This is when my brother passed. You know that thing of like when somebody passes away, you like gather all your pictures of them and they make like the little photo collages and the thing and they put the music behind it. It's sad, but it is kind of what you do. Oh my god, guys. Wait, I know I'm looking for my dad's picture, but like look at me and Bill in Hawaii. God, this was forever. This was in the 90s. But I love my hair. Like I've had this short hairdo for a long time. But this is me and Bill back in the 90s. Oh my god. Bill was so hot. Freaking hot, man. Freaking love it. Look at me. Look at me and Bill. I had just gotten over an abscessed tooth. So my face is kind of swollen on one side. But that's Bill. Oh god. No beard or nothing. God, he was so hot. Friggin' hot. Sorry, guys. You're like, remember that time you told us you'd show us a picture of your dad? Yeah, totally. But what happened? I can't. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You guys ready? You ready? This is my daddy in high school. That's him in just high school. I think he's a junior. I want to say he's a junior right there. But but you can tell it's my dad, right? It's the eyes, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he's real good looking and kind of a charmer. And I think this is him like in senior year. This must have been his senior photo. But yeah, he had dark hair. He was good looking. Yeah, yeah. I mean, everybody always said, and here's right before, like right before he died. But this is him like a few years before he died. I mean, he's in his late 50s there at least. But yeah, he's doing what he loves best. See, he's got his hands on some money. He had already gone a little too. He was in a manic state there. He was a little off in that picture. But yeah, I just wanted you guys to kind of get a frame of reference about like who, you know what I mean? Who am I talking about? That's it. That is it. I wish I could show you the family picture because the family picture was right in the 70s. It wasn't right before that happened, but it was like in that era. So like, picture him being that oh god, crazy and wild. Oh my god, these pictures are like so sending me right now, guys. Good god. Look at Maddie. Look at this is my oldest daughter back when she was young, you know. 3 kids later now, but this is back when she was good looking. Oh, she's still I mean, she is good looking. God, I'm not like I'm so over here. Remember when I dressed up as Gwynnie? Do you guys remember when I tried to be Gwynnie? I loved doing Halloween. It turns out nobody really does kind of enjoy the Halloween, episodes, and so we kind of quit doing it. But I don't know. So many. There's like 5,000 pictures of handbags. Like all it is me taking a picture of a damn handbag. Like God Almighty. Oh my gosh. Remember James? Remember these shoes I did? And remember I only did the one. This is fun. Now, if I was fancy and had OBS, I could like pop these up on the screen. But I'm not fancy, guys. I don't know. How to do nothing. Oh my god, this must have been Snapchat error because I'm just like so many crazy Snapchat pictures on here. Jeez Louise. Oh man, I was gonna see if I could find a better picture, but yeah, I guess that's it. Well, I'm gonna try to remember to post Naomi's link. If you guys are interested in these little tiny bags, like she's selling these made to order. They're actually on her website, so you can just pick one up from there. You can order it straight from the website and do the specs that you want. Pick out your colors and all that. So if you're into that, like definitely, oh my gosh. I just saw a picture of my boob. Oh wow. It was when I had my breast reduction. One would not heal right, so I ended up taking a bunch of crazy pictures of it. Ooh, nobody steal my iPad because you're not gonna like what you see on here, honey. Oh, I hate I sold that bag. Shit. Lots of really good. Man, I have had a lot of friggin' bags these last 7 or 8 years. I've had so many friggin' bags, guys. What is wrong with me? Oh my. Here's a picture of freaking. Oh, my little mare's in this picture. Look at this. Just a bunch of damn random. I had bought a. Do you ever do that from Japan? Just buy a lot, buy a lot of things, and then maybe one or two of the things is worth selling, and then maybe you want to keep one of them, and the rest you just kind of have to give away. I used to do that a lot, buy a whole lot. Like, oh, here's 6 or 7. Hell yeah. Oh man, there's my little mama. Oh geez. Oh, here's a good picture of my sister. She'd be so like, what are you showing my picture for? She's living the life, right? Oh my god. Anyway, guys, I won't keep you much longer. I just wanted to have a story time, and if you guys enjoyed the story time, like we can listen, we can run it up again. We can run up whoops. We could run up another one. Oh yeah, she does have a great smile. She's a very friendly person, outgoing person. People always love her when they meet her. But yeah. I know. He does. He just looked like such a I mean, he had the world by the you know whats. And then tragically, bro. I actually have to go sand the backs of these cabinets. I gotta keep sanding. Anytime. Okay, we'll do another story time. I will try to keep it together. I don't. I'm not the one that just. I just get. It's that part of the story. Just every time it gets me so broken up. But I'll try to keep it together. I'm trying to think of some good stories I could tell you. Oh my gosh, I have so many, so many crazy, crazy stories. Like at one point when I was a teen and into my 20s, there's a very famous storytelling center here. Like storytelling is a big part of the culture here in Appalachia. And I fancied myself a storyteller, and I thought, like, you know what? If I don't do radio, this whole thing doesn't pan out. I want to tell stories, but you know my problem with storytelling is I meander off. Like I'll be telling the story, and then I'll think of something that I need to tell you in the moment, and then I'll meander away from the story and think about. Ah, it was. It really kind of was. Maybe I hadn't dealt with some of that, and maybe I don't know, maybe I just needed to it's therapeutic to bare your soul and tell your things. And I feel like if you don't tell things, it's just festering inside of you and it needs to come out. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys listening to my story, and I hope if you're somebody that's struggling with a family member, a parent, a grandparent, aunt, uncle, whatever, a son, a daughter, a family member, sister, brother, that you have the support you need and that you're not alone and that, there's always somebody out there that understands what you're going through. And my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you because I know what hell it was for, 40 something years of my life dealing with that. And I don't wish it on anyone. And I never want to go through it again. And I have a cousin from Ohio who also struggles with it. And I kind of cut them out of my life for a while. And I wish I hadn't, but it's just so hard to see someone else going through it. And then I don't think I can go through it again. It, it tears you up, man. It just tears up a family, and I hope that you can get them help. But sometimes you can't even get them help because unless you chop up the medicine and put it in their cereal or whatever, or go every day and watch them take the pill, they'll stop taking the pill because they think the pills don't make them who they are. You know what I mean? They dull them or whatever. And so it's always a constant battle. But I hope that if you are somebody who's struggling or someone who is struggling, you can get help, and help is there for you. And always know that it's never, you're never alone in it. There's always somebody who is going through it too. And don't suffer alone. Talk to someone or reach out to family and friends and stay together on it, because it will help you in the long run having that family and that whatever. And I hope you know that you're not suffering alone. I just want people to know that, and try to get help, man. Try to get help however you can. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I had such a fun and cathartic time, even though it was heavy. I did enjoy myself, and I hope you guys will come back. And I love you guys. Thank you for being here for me. Bye, guys.